How's it going? Brian Daniels here, and I want to talk about one of my recent things I've been really enjoying, recent game modes I've been enjoying. It's Hitman Freelancer. This is a relatively new mode that was added to the Hitman World of Assassination game, and it's a free update. And the thing is, you do have to already own one of the Hitman games, whether it be the first Hitman, second Hitman, or third Hitman game. You have to own those in order to be able to play this new update. This update came out back in January, and I recently discovered it by watching a few of my favorite streamers play this. I did watch a few YouTube videos on this as well before I decided to download everything and play this game. This is a roguelike mode, and it's a mode that I didn't know I wanted to play until I started checking it out and playing it. Basically how this works is you're a freelance hitman, and you have to take down 4 syndicate leaders. And to do that, to get to the syndicate leader, you have to complete various jobs, which increase in difficulty as you're going through, to get to the syndicate leader themselves in the form of a showdown mode. So, when you first start up Hitman Freelancer, you'll be viewing this tutorial video, which you're seeing here. And then it's going to load you into the safe house. So this is your safe house, and you get these various weapon racks. You can see there the kind of green tinted weapon racks, and they are sorted and categorized by weapon type. So you have pistols, SMGs, melee weapons, and etc. to choose from. So you'll start out with a basic ICA Classic Baller pistol that you'll be able to use in your first mission. And as you go into each of these levels, if you can procure weapons on site or melee weapons or anything like that, and as long as you complete the mission, you'll be able to bring those back to you and add them to your weapon racks and etc. Also, when you complete missions, you'll gain what's called mastery level experience, and as you level up, you'll be able to unlock new areas in your safe house, such as this wardrobe here, which allowed me to change into this amazing clown outfit. You'll also be able to unlock other weapons and things like that. Also, other side rooms that really don't do anything, like a bathroom, for instance. Now, I haven't played a whole lot of this mode, so I'm not really high mastery level yet myself, but there's a lot of different levels to unlock, or various things to unlock per level in your safe house, and you'll be able to expand your base of operations. There's that bathroom there that really doesn't do much. Anyway, how this works is you start off and you get to choose from one of 8 syndicate leaders to go after here, and each syndicate leader has its own play type or play style that goes with it. So some will have potential objectives that you get to see. Those are all optional, by the way. You don't have to do those, but if you want to earn more mercers, which is the in-game currency here, you want to do those various objectives to be able to talk to the various suppliers that are within the levels, which are people that you can go up to that are basically undercover, and you can purchase items from them based off how much mercer you have. Now, if you fail a mission, you lose all of your weapons, plus you lose half of your mercers, which, you know, that's a roguelike for you. That's how that works. And so you want to be very careful with what you bring with you, because if you lose, you'll lose all that stuff. Except for half of your mercers, you'll get those back. So this is the map. After you choose a campaign, you're given different cities with different objectives, and I chose that one there. And you will start to kit yourself out and do a loadout and things like that, and get to choose what you want to take with you on each mission. And you'll see here that I'm going to be picking up various items with me. You get a loadout, you get a gear capacity, if you see that in the top left corner. That's essentially how many items you can take with you, and each item has a specific gear capacity amount. So, for instance, a poison vial could take up three slots on your gear capacity, while certain pistols could take up 2 or even 4, depending on how small or large the item is how much gear capacity it's going to take up. Now, as you are leveling up your level mastery, you will be able to hold more gear. So right now I can only take 7. My gear capacity is 7. That doesn't mean I get to take 7 items with me. However, I want to make that very clear. That's just how much capacity I have. So while 7 might be a lot, it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. So as you're, just like any roguelike, you're leveling up yourself to be able to take more items with you. We're going to talk about showdowns here in a little bit and how a showdown itself works. But I will say that the levels are very open. You can choose to take out the targets however you wish in each level. Now you can see here I'm going through. You get these 2 briefcases here, which hold your poison and your vials and your tranquilizer dart guns and things like that. And the levels themselves are really massive. It's all the levels, if you've played the campaign level, the story missions in Hitman, it's those same levels. And you're going to see here in just a little bit me going through a level and showing you what that's like when you're trying to hunt down your targets. The missions themselves can, if they're in yellow like that, what that means is you've failed a mission. Now, if you fail a mission, it's going to alert the other cities of your presence, which makes those missions even harder. So you're going to have people on the lookout for you. It's going to make the security more increased, and it's going to make that mission even harder. So just don't fail a mission. Don't fail a mission. If you fail a mission, it's going to make things a lot harder for you, especially when you get higher up and you've already taken out one of the syndicate leaders, because every new syndicate leader you choose, it gives you more targets to take out to get the showdown you need. So you do have prestige objectives too, which you get those once you get higher mastery level, and those are optional objectives, such as not using guns at all, or having to beat the mission in a certain time limit. Things like that. So now here's the pros and cons of this game. When you load up into a level, you don't know where you're getting loaded into. You could get loaded right into the middle of enemy territory, which, as you can see here, I did. It loaded me in a trespassed area. So I have to figure out how the hell to get out of here because I don't have any disguise on. So I have to either try to figure out a way to take out somebody and put their disguise on, or what I've found myself, and this is a little bit of a pro tip, depending on where you are, depending on what trespassed area you're at. I didn't know this happened in the game. I just hadn't played Hitman in a long time. Maybe this is something new. But if you let the guards just see you, they'll escort you out of the trespassed area, and that way you don't have to worry about getting caught necessarily. They'll just say, hey, come with me, and they'll, non-violently, non-lethally escort you out. And then that way you can take a big sigh of relief, like I have several times being in these areas I've loaded up in. You'll just have the guards escort you out. And then, like you see right here, there's a fine example of that. The guy caught me, said, hey, come over here with me. And as long as you don't do anything shady while they're escorting you out, you can get out of there unscathed. And then you're free to do the mission as you see fit. So if I have any sort of information or advice to give you while playing this mode, just let the guard see you. If the guard sees you, more likely than not, they're going to escort you freely out. And what's good about this too is as they're escorting you, it gives you the ability to kind of scope out the area behind the scenes. So when you come back, you can kind of say, hey, I got to see this a little bit. I get to kind of peek behind the curtain, and it helps you plan. Especially if it's an area that you load into that you need access to, you kind of can plan on your way out of being escorted out ways in which to get back into the target. Now, using what I call eagle vision, that's kind of what I call it. I don't remember what the game calls it, but that's what I call it from Assassin's Creed. It's the ability to see your targets there. You can see the targets there in red. They're highlighted in red. And in this instance, I have 2 syndicate members to eliminate. Now, as your difficulty level increases, as you are getting to take out more and more syndicate bosses, there's going to be times where you got to take out 7 at once just to end the level. And yeah, this gets more and more difficult. And now the objectives in blue, those are optional objectives. And if you complete those, you get Mercers. and that's what the amount is next to those in the top left corner is the amount of mercers you get. So say, for instance, I complete this mission with no witnesses, I get 1,000 mercers, and as you can tell, I already have one witness because I went through the camera there. So the camera caught me on video. Now, what you can do is you can obviously go back and you can destroy the camera footage and you don't have any witnesses. Those are optional. You don't have to do those. You can even take out the targets any way you want. As long as you eliminate them, you beat the mission. So I want to make that very clear. It's not insanely, it's not so difficult that you have to take out the targets a certain way to complete it. But if you choose to take out targets a certain way, some of the objectives say, hey, take out a target this way or take out a target this way. If you do that, you will get Mercer's bonus for that. So let's get down to the showdown. How a showdown works is, say, for instance, in this case, this is the investor, right? So you have to basically figure out who the target is. Unlike just eliminating syndicate members, when it comes to eliminating the syndicate leader, you actually have to figure out who it is. And this is my favorite part of the Freelancer mode, is trying to decipher who the target is. And the target has to meet certain requirements. And you get this special camera, which you'll see here in a bit, that when you highlight who the target is, it'll narrow down what they are. So, for instance, your target could be a person that has red hair, wears a hat, wears a necklace, is a bookworm, and smokes. And you have to find that person. And you can see in purple, see here you go, it will show you, hey, do they have glasses? Do they have a hat? You have to find out if they have a tattoo. They have certain tells. They have to meet all of those requirements to be the target. Now, if you take down the wrong target, well, that's not good. I think you get a penalty for that. I haven't had that issue yet. I've actually never not successfully found the target, but that's where the difficulty lies. Now, I did mention you have mastery levels. This is the mastery levels here. It shows you, what you unlock for leveling up your character and leveling up your mastery level. And there, I believe, are 100 mastery levels. So there is a lot of things to unlock, from a shooting range to different things you can even cut. You can actually customize your safe house too, by the way. So you can actually unlock customization options. You can deck out your safe house to make it look the way you want it to as a hitman. And I think that's really cool. So all in all, this is just an incredible mode that IO Interactive has provided, and it really has evolved this game. I've always been a big fan of Hitman. I've always enjoyed this franchise. This franchise started back on PC several decades ago, and they have done a really fantastic job of providing such a massive free content update for those that already own the game. And if you already own the game, like I have, and you've kind of been wanting to go back to playing it, I just cannot recommend enough. Download the game, get this update, and check it out and play with it a little bit. Because there's so many things you can do to try to take out these targets. You don't even know where you're going to get loaded at. I think that's kind of the fun part too, is really not knowing where you're going to get loaded into. Because they could load you into a highly restricted area. They could load you in a non-restricted area, and having to figure that out from the very get-go, I think is so much fun. And it really increases the playability, the replayability even, of a game that already has a high replayability factor anyway. I mean, these games already have that factor because there's so many different ways to take out your target. You can do it, secretly. You can poison them. You can cause an accident. You can try to take out 2 targets with 1 bullet if you're a good sniper. That's a possibility too in this game. Not only that, but trying to figure out how the hell to get out. Which in this specific level, I had a hell of a time trying to figure out how to get out. I already taken the target out, and it took me 20 minutes to try to get past security and figure out how to leave. So, all in all, I highly applaud IO Interactive for this mode, and it's one that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I've streamed before, which if you don't know, we do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the domain GPCE. There's a link in the description to that. And definitely scope this out if you're a fan of this franchise, or I'll tell you this, if you've never played these games before, pick it up. It's worth it. There's so much content here in the campaign alone, and the online aspect of the game as well. And I also forgot to mention, too, that when you're in the showdowns, there's assassins that are helping protect the targets. So you don't want to run into them. Those are very overpowered allies that can really take you out really quickly. So be on the lookout for them as well. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this video here on the domain. We got more content coming up this week. And if you like video game news or reviews or unboxings or all sorts of things, we also are going to be at the Louisville Arcade Expo this weekend too. And we'll have a video walkthrough of that. Myself and Raven will be there. We're going to do a walkthrough to show you guys that. We did that last year, and we'll be doing that again this year. And if you're going to be there, be on the lookout for us. You know, we love talking to people that especially watch our content. So, but anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to our channel, please do. I do notice that a lot of you that watch our videos here are not subscribed. Please subscribe, because we're going to be providing you guys more content right here on the domain. But until next time, we'll see you guys, and thank you so much for watching.